Oh boy, howdy do we have a doozy today, guys. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna start, and then we'll start talking about it afterwards. I'm only gonna play about 25 seconds of this video. Alright? Let's go.
Muslims, you do understand that when you appeal to Mark 13:32 to try to illustrate Jesus' ignorance, the only ignorance that you're actually exposing is your own. Check this out.
Do you believe Jesus is God?
Yes.
Do you believe he's all-knowing?
Yes.
Okay, so why in Marcus he said that he did not know the hour?
It just means he doesn't reveal. It means he doesn't reveal the hour. The Father does. You gotta read it in Greek.
Oh, so he does not know the hour. Only the...
Okay, right? You've heard this argument before. I've made videos on this argument before, right? Oiden in Mark 13:32 and Matthew 24:36 does not mean tell, all right? You don't have to read it in the Greek to understand that. There is no lexical backing for tell as a definition of oiden, right? And you got this dude, Brother Maverick, starting off the video strong, man. Let's see that again.
Muslims, you do understand that when you appeal to Mark 13:32 to try to illustrate Jesus' ignorance, the only ignorance that you're actually exposing is your own. Check this out.
The only ignorance, Muslims, right? Listen carefully, guys. Because according to Brother Maverick here, when you try to illustrate that Jesus doesn't know, the only thing you're doing is showing how ignorant you are, right? Oh man, they got us. I went on this dude's channel, right, after I saw this video, because anybody who's seen my content knows oiden doesn't mean tell. It does not have a semantic range to include tell. There is no lexical backing for it, and they get this from Strong's Concordance, right? So I went to this dude's channel, and I said, oiden never means to reveal, okay? And until you guys can provide a Greek lexicon that says otherwise, not a concordance, which is an index, stop using this argument. And then I put, just to be a little facetious, and don't listen to Bear either, he has no idea what he's talking about, right? Anybody who's seen my content knows I've already made a couple of videos on him as well, and he has no clue what he's talking about. So this dude, this absolute genius, Brother Maverick, oh my goodness, man. I haven't seen something this dumb in a while. Okay, firstly, Trinitarians. This is one of your major players, okay? This dude has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's out here trying to teach people about Christianity. He replies, first of all, no one is going to stop utilizing arguments that destroy your idiocy. It's not idiocy. I've already proved that oiden doesn't mean tell. You guys just can't get that through your retarded brains. Imagine speaking to people as if you have the authority to overrule the Greek lexicons. I'm not overriding anything. I'm asking you to prove that you're able to do that. You're trying to add non-existent definitions to words. Okay, their knowledge and the ability for people to use them to highlight your ignorance. Again, I'm not the ignorant one. But it makes you mad, so we can't use it. Yes, it does, because you're making retarded crap up and preaching it as fact. Alright. Imagine thinking people give a damn what you like. Well, you know, he's got a point there. People really don't. Secondly, this is it. This is the doozy right here. It's not oiden. Okay? This is what he says. Secondly, it's not oiden. The Greek word is oida, and it absolutely can carry the idea of revealed or granted knowledge depending on the context. Firstly, no, it can't ever. It doesn't ever mean that, which is why I said in my original comment, until you guys can provide a Greek lexicon that offers that as a definition, stop using the argument, because it doesn't exist. There is no semantic range for revealed or granted knowledge with oiden. But the main doozy is right here. Secondly, it's not oiden. The Greek word is oida. Brother Maverick, okay? If you are watching this, hear me as clearly as your retarded brain can. Those are the same word, you reject. Oiden is the third person form of the word oida, which is the first person form. And this is my real issue with people like you, okay? You have 100,000 people coming to you for gospel and biblical information, and you're too freaking stupid to realize that I'm talking about the same freaking word? Trinitarians, these are your apologists. What are you guys doing? This idiot doesn't even realize that oiden and oida are the same word. And he's calling Muslims ignorant? This dude is walking around with subterranean frozen temperature IQ, talking about Muslims being ignorant. What a moron. All right, let's continue on. Absolutely butchers that. In Scripture, to know isn't always academic. It often refers to understanding that comes through divine revelation. Sure, but that's totally separate from the person doing the revealing of the information, okay? Look at Matthew 11:27 and John 7:29. Let's do that, okay? Matthew 11:27. We'll just read the NIV because, you know, it's the first one there, even though it's absolutely retarded and in bankrupt translation. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him, right? So this retard is trying to point to this verse as carrying a semantic range of revealing for the word oiden, right? Like that the knowledge of the Father is revealed, okay? Yeah, that's because you have this verb right here. How is English your main language and you don't know how to frickin' read? No one knows the Father, right? No one has cognitive knowledge or understanding of the Father, except when the Son reveals him, right? But the knowledge that the person possesses does not mean the revelation of the information, okay? That is their possessed knowledge. It is what they know at a specific point in time. If you're wanting to say that knows means tells or reveal, then what this sentence says is no one reveals the Father except the Son in whom he chooses to reveal him. That's the most retarded thing I have ever heard in my life. But I'm not surprised. You're a Trinitarian. Back to it. Oh, wait. John 7:29. But I know him because I am from him and he sent me. Okay. What does that prove in your point, right? Like, where do you see revealing or telling of information there? I'm like genuinely worried for your mental health. Oida, all right? Yeah, but I know him. Okay. Why don't we try going to the chapter just to see what the corresponding context is? Okay, then Jesus still teaching the temple court. You know me, and you know where I am from. I have not come of my own accord, but he who sent me is true. You do not know him, but I know him, because I am from him, and he sent me. Let's play a thought experiment here, Brother Maverick. You do not reveal him. That makes sense to you? You reveal me. You know what? Let's just to make sure we're on the safe side, because of how you guys like to act. Okay. Oidate. All right, another form of the word. Hey, Brother Maverick, right? Zone in for a second. Oidate is another form of oida. Okay, just so there's no confusion there, right? Okay, you reveal. You know what? Let's go back to the parallel. Now that we know that it's the same word. Okay, then Jesus, still teaching in the temple courts, cried out, "You reveal me, and you reveal where I am from." That makes sense to you? Alright, back to this crap. Both show that knowledge of the Father or the Son is not merely intellectual but revealed. Wrong. It shows that the knowledge is intellectual after a separate revelation has occurred from Jesus, not the people possessing the knowledge. You idiot. BDAG, which is the gold standard of Greek lexicons, lists one meaning of oida as to have insight or discernment into something. Yes! Yes, it does. Where is telling or revealing in there? Insight is often tied to revelation. It can be. but it doesn't carry that as an inherent meaning of the word. Like, what are you on, dude? Loanita also defined it as to comprehend the true nature of something, again showing that this isn't just raw factual awareness, but revealed understanding. Are you deliberately slow? Genuinely. To comprehend the true nature of something, and you think that means revelation and the telling of knowledge? So if I'm doing a math problem that I can't figure out, and then all of a sudden, through working through it, writing things down, I figure it out, that is me telling or revealing the information? Or is that just me figuring it out? As for stop using concordances, that's just someone who doesn't know how real study works. Did I say stop using concordances? No, I said provide a Greek lexicon that says otherwise, not a concordance. Because I know you guys like to go to Strong's to try and say that tell is a definition, even though it isn't. But you guys don't understand that because you're retarded. Someone who doesn't know how real study works. Okay, bud. A concordance helps you trace how a word is used. A lexicon helps you understand what it means. No, it doesn't! A concordance doesn't tell you how a word is used. It doesn't help you trace how a word is used. Okay, that's not what indexes do. It shows you where it's used in the source text. For Strong's, it's the KJV. And what the English equivalent word was that was used when translating it. It does not tell you in any way how to trace how a word is used, or linguistic or theological senses of the word itself. You don't even know what a concordance does, and you're trying to tell people what a word can mean, or, you know what, you didn't actually directly say it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. But you're backing someone who's inserting made-up fake definitions for words just because it dismantles their stupid, retarded doctrine? Like, we went full retard today, huh, Mav? You use both together when doing proper exegesis. Sure, I can agree with that. Because a concordance shows you what English word was used when translating and where it's found in the KJV, if it's Strong's. If you're using like the NASB exhaustive concordance, that obviously ties to the NASB. Anyway, and don't listen to Bear, that's not scholarship, that's playground talk. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'll give him that. It was. But that's because I've already proven that Bear is a retard and doesn't know what he's talking about either. If your argument depends on insults instead of evidence, you've already lost. I'm asking you for the evidence, you moron. And what do you give me? I said very explicitly, provide a Greek lexicon that offers tell or reveal as a possible definition. And you give me that oiden and oida aren't even the same word. So until they can cite a recognized lexicon, not a blog or a meme, I don't even know what the hell he's talking about here. They might want to take their own advice and stop pretending to teach Greek. Take your garbage lies somewhere else. My man, you are a retard. Telling someone to stop pretending to teach Greek when you can't even figure out in your retarded brain that oiden and oida are the same words is the epitome of a lack of self-awareness, dude. I am beyond baffled at how you have 100,000 subscribers who genuinely think that you know what you're talking about, my guy. Like, ugh. Anyway, to wrap this all up, I responded with, I'm waiting for you to inevitably realize that none of the definitions you listed entail telling or revealing of information. Each one has to do with possessed knowledge. Again, which is why there's a whole separate verb of revealing in 1127. And this one, you know, I don't even know why you referenced that one. It has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. But like, my God. But I wouldn't expect anything else from Trinitarians. You want to keep listening to someone that adds non-existent definitions to words? Be my guest. And then I have yet to hear back from, this is 3 days ago. Side note, oida and oida are different forms of the same word. But please, and I'll say this again, Mav, please tell me how you know more about what you're talking about than I do. My goodness, dude. 100,000 subscribers listening to this retard who can't figure out two forms of the same word. Talking about Muslims being ignorant. Ugh.